our best bets are always going to be our premium picks. Those are the ones that you find in our premium area. We also have our premium YouTube that we are doing now as well, and that is our least expensive option here on for our premium picks. That is kind of a dip your toe in the water type thing. So, we're not going to mention the price per pick or any of that stuff, but basically it's a chance for even the person that doesn't bet $1,000 a game, that doesn't want to spend $50, $100 on a pick, to still be able to try the premium picks. And it's also the type of product where it's like, if you don't like the premium pick, you're not going to lose anything by not playing that one. One here or there, because you're going to get plenty more. But anyways, it looks like the notifications may have gone or may have not have gone. It looks like it's a slow joining crowd. But, I have some stuff I want to talk to you guys about, but I'm going to wait a little bit so we get a few more people here. But I'm going to bring in the guys. We got Brian and Rod with us today. Chris is not here, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But he will be here. Not today, but he will be here. And just going to change things up a little bit in the meantime. And we're always changing things up, and you guys know that. But anyways, so notifications went out late, and that's what I figured. But we have a good card of NBA today. I put out the last 2 NBA videos just right before the show came on the air. Brian has not chitted nor chatted before we came on the air, so I don't know what's up with him, but we'll figure it out. Squeeze some information out of him. And we've got 6 NBA today. So we got the Sixers and the Mavericks as the first of the TNT games. The Knicks against the Kings and the Nets against the Magic. The Nets, of course, now 7 in a row. I would say they're the second hottest team in the NBA right now. Brian, any of those 3?
Well, I'm going to try to add an NBA premium pick. I don't have one yet. I really don't like this card at all. But as far as his first 3 games, I think the best bet's probably New York Knicks at home, laying the 2. Sacramento just let me down against the Nets the other night, and they're struggling. The Knicks, I think, eventually are going to trend upward as the season goes on. So I'll lay the 2 points at home with the New York Knicks.
How about on this Mavericks line movement with 30% of the bets on the Mavericks and 73% of the money, and the line dropping a full point? Anything? You see anything going on there on that?
Whenever I see something in a Sixers game, I always wonder if Embiid's going to play, is Simmons playing? Maybe there's somebody out that we don't know of yet.
We don't have Markelle Fultz to kick around anymore.
Something's going on. That's just one of those, another game that there's not enough for me bets out there. Not enough of a sample for me to really go heavy on any NBA game today yet.
Fultz is of course out for the season for the Orlando Magic. Rod, any of these 3?
For me in this first one, I like the Kings and the Knicks to go under the number. I think that they got it set at 224, and I think that's a crazy number. I don't see it running gun the way the Knicks play D. I don't see how the Kings are going to. I got this as the first to 100 wins this game. Give me the under 224. I think that's just way too high. And I'll keep riding the Nets. Give me the Nets. They've just been rolling. How can you bet against them right now?
I could.
You could.
Well, then you've donated money their last 7 games because they've covered 7 in a row.
I didn't bet against them 7 straight times, but enough times.
Yeah, kicked around a little bit.
I'll probably take the Magic today.
So
I just don't see enough out there yet.
Yeah, I like the Mavs here against the Sixers. I that line movement, I'm gonna buy into it, and I like it there. The Knicks defense against a Kings team that just is lost. Playing a good defense is never good for a team that's free falling. And like Rod said, you don't want to get in the way of a runaway train. We've seen that with the Utah Jazz already this season. You don't want to get in the way of this Nets team. It's like when teams are streaking, it's like either get out of the way, like Brian is trying to do, or jump on board. And you might miss a couple in the transition when it turns around on them, just like the Kings. We know as soon as they win one, then we got to jump right on them because they usually win 3-4 in a row. It's just the way that they go, and we might miss a couple, but that's just the way it goes. We've got the Clippers and the Grizzlies. This is an interesting one, I think. A little too. Those Clippers looking super square here. Nuggets versus the Wizards, and the Bucks versus the Pelicans. Bucks stringing together these double-digit wins. Brian, any of these three?
No, I'm gonna. Memphis hurt me the last time I played them, but they seem to be getting a good amount of points at home. Clippers on the road. Clippers have been kicking butt, but they have a tendency sometimes to take a game off like the Lakers do. I'm going to take Memphis plus the points at home.
My sample is super light, but I show 1% of the money on the Grizzlies here. I mean, I know it's not right, but it's like
my sample's way off.
It's too early. The line really just came out, 20 minutes ago. Rod?
For me in this spot here, I like the Grizzlies at home. I think that's too many points. These Clippers, we've seen them how many times they take their foot off the gas in the fourth quarter and don't cover. They get a win and don't cover. I'll take the Grizzlies plus the points in that one. I also like the Wizards at the Nuggets. I think that's too many points. Wizards have turned it on, started playing good basketball, and they seem to be better on the road too. So I'm going to take the Wizards plus the 7 in that one. And I like the over in the Bucks and Pelicans. I don't see a whole lot of defense being played in this game here. A lot of run and gun. I like the over 242 in that one.
Yeah, I like the Bucks. They're just rolling. I love betting against the Pelicans, 13-18 now against the number. I mean, they're not like, killing it. It's not a kill fade, but it's good enough. At 5 games over 500 at this point, you still can make a little money on that, and we'll continue to make money fading the Pelicans on a regular basis until they become dogs, bigger dogs than this against worse teams. I'm with Rod on the Wiz. The Nuggets have been just not there, and I like the Grizzlies here against the Clippers just to piss everybody off. Because I know the world is on the Clippers. They just look so square here. So square. And that's where it is. So I want to say something quickly before we head into college basketball. I know you guys hate when I do this, but I don't care. I'm doing it. So Chris isn't with us. It's obvious, right? Because it's just us three, and normally Chris is with us. But so we're just changing the format just over the short term and just on the weekday shows. So Chris will still be with us on the weekend shows with Ron. So it'll be us 5 on the weekends. On the weekdays, it's us 3. Chris will still be with us for the premium shows, both premium shows, 7 days a week. Chris will still be the co-host on the drive-thru. Why is this happening? Because we are all taking on more than we can chew. That really is the bottom line here. Back in the day, I always ran just Sports Chat Place. Now I have Sports Chat Place and Pick Dogs. With 2 sites, with running 2 sites, we haven't expanded our staff enough to cover 2 sites worth of stuff. Chris has been digging in. He doesn't just do what you guys see on camera. If you look at the websites, look how many articles he writes as well, So it's like he's writing articles, he's doing the hockey videos, he's doing this show, he's doing the drive-through, 2 premium shows, plus writing his premium picks. That's ridiculous. That is 20 hours of work a day. It's unfair to ask that of him. And I believe, and you guys know this about Chris, is that, sometimes he comes on this show and he looks like he's still sleeping, when he first gets here. And that's because he is. And it's like, I think if we give him that extra hour of the day to not have him have to do this, at least through the end of college basketball, I think it will be best for him. And then we bring him back, right? When the schedule lightens up, and then and in the meantime, we add staff. If anyone out there is a writer and can write multiple games a day, and this is what you do, and you've done it in the past at other websites, reach out to me, Mitch at Sports Chat Place, Mitch at PickDogs.com. We could use at least a writer or 2. that covers college basketball and maybe hockey, and as well as some of the other sports. So you can, at the bottom of Sports Chat Place, there's a link. It says join our team. Click on that. It has 4 really easy to answer questions, like have you ever written before for a website? How much money do you want? But whatever, all the basic questions. So don't just send me an email saying I want to be on Pick Dogs, I want to be on Sports Chat. Don't do that. Go to the bottom of Sports Chat Place. There's a thing. It says join our team. You click on that, and it will have a set of questions. And if you could send me the answer to those questions, not like, well, I'll just do whatever it is. Have numbers in mind, things in mind, all this stuff. Not it can't be wishy-washy, because we're looking. I don't like how Chris is stretched in. I am as well. And believe me, if you give me wishy-washy answers, the answer is likely going to be no. So, by all means. So that's why Chris isn't here. He will be back. And so my thought process here, and we'll have to bring Chris is that we eliminate the hockey videos. We do a hockey live show. Rod and Chris, the Puck Dogs, right? How we always wanted to do it. They do a live show called the Puck Dogs. We cover the sports that we cover here, us 3. Then on the weekends, it's us 5 with Romanelli. Chris does the premium picks with us. Chris is the co-host on the drive-through, which you guys know. He kills it there, right? I mean, there's no eating cookies on that show with Ruffalo. He's all business with Tony T. Those guys are great together. And then maybe maybe for our bracket show and beyond through March Madness, then he comes back with us, because he won't have the daily grind of writing, of 100 college basketball schedule on top of him. So that's where we are. And we might have guests. I think that's a good idea. Tony Brown, I don't know if this fits into his schedule to come do this show, but we might have a guest who joins us for a day here and there on our show here in the meantime. But that's my plan. And I don't, it's always subject to change, but this is what I have in mind for the short term. And it's like, I think this is what's going to be best for everybody. But anyways, it's my decision to make. And of course, like I said, Chris is in our long-term plans of this show and of our site, as always. Nothing of that nature has changed. We're just, we just want to see him do his best and be at his best and be his healthiest, and I'm not seeing that. I see him going to the hospital is what I see. Anyways, Brian, you selling anything today?
Yep. I got my college basketball no limit 3-pack, 3 college basketball picks. I'm going for I can't match Rod. He was absolutely spectacular yesterday. But I had a winning day. I'm going for winning day 5 out of the last 6. So pick up all 3 college basketball plays for $40 at pickdogs.com. I'm going to add an NBA and NHL later on.
Rod?
And for me, we had a massive day yesterday. Nice day before that. So let's go for 3 winning days in a row. And I've got Rod's Thursday Thrashers. I've got 4 college basketball slam dunks, 1 NBA layup, and 2 NHL top shelf plays. Don't miss out on these golden opportunities, as we're going to crush the books again today. Loving Thursday's card here today.
Anyways, there's always a jackass in the comments. It's like, I bet I always love the over on jackasses in the comments. And it's always they always don't think they are. That's always the best part of it. Rod, what do you think of a live, just pure NHL show with you and Chris, Puck Dogs?
I like that idea. I think that'll go over good.
Yeah, we've tried a few different things
in the beginning to do it. It's just a little more interactive. We can get with the people, and we can interact with the chat.
Pure hockey. No anything.
And just hockey.
Just
we
hockey.
Don't have to deal with anything
Just
else.
hockey.
Nothing else. Just focus on hockey. I like that idea.
I think that's where we've always wanted to go, and it just seems like a natural fit. You guys can pick a time. We'll talk to Chris, of course. We're going to talk to him in a couple of minutes anyway for our premium show. So we'll get together on it. It's kind of all just happened, and I'm super concerned, for Chris's health. I am, and his mental well-being, because I know working with me, it has its advantages. It certainly has its disadvantages. Anyways, let's get to college hoops. Western Michigan, Miami of Ohio, noon tip-off. Buffalo versus Central Michigan, Ohio versus Eastern Michigan. These early games have been dog city. They have been a dog fest. Brian, you see any dog fest in these early games? I don't have any premiums here, so I did videos I believe on all of them.
Yeah, I'm not happy with the earlier stuff, but we saw what happened with Kent State and Ball State yesterday. I think a lot of people were on Kent State and they lost outright. So I'm going to take a flyer on Western Michigan for a small wager. I know they're terrible, but it just seems like the world's jumping on Miami, Ohio, and we get a repeat of yesterday. So I'm going to take Western Michigan plus the points.
Rod, any of these three?
In these early games here, I like the under in the Buffalo and Central Michigan. Buffalo scored 102 points their last game. They'll probably get close to that number again, but not as many. And then I don't think Central Michigan's offense can keep up with this with Buffalo. And I like the under 161.5 in that one. And the other one, I've been riding the Miami, Ohio quite a bit, but this line seems a little bit funky. It should be a little more than what it is. I know Miami, Ohio on the road only 3-6 on the road and only 3-4 against the number, so they're not as good on the road as what they are at home. So in that one, I'm still going to take Miami, Ohio, as I think they're the better team than Western Michigan. I think they can get the win and cover in that one. I'll take Miami, Ohio.
Yeah, it's the Miami of Ohio Western Michigan game looks exactly like that game yesterday, the Kent State game, with the line exactly at the same number now, moving almost exactly the same as that game did. Basically, it's a hard pass for me. Buffalo Central Mich. I mean, Buffalo is in the discussion of most disappointing teams with Arizona State. Very similar styles, too. And Ohio looked great last time, but you got to figure, that's going to put the public all over them because that was, one of these early games. So super public. How about the MAC sticking these afternoon games in there on the weekday? Kind of like what they do in football, right? It's like...
Yeah.
Yeah, Eastern Michigan is a little bit enticing there.
I think so, too. I think all these dogs look a little enticing, but Central Michigan, Western Michigan are so bad. We have three directional Michigans here, all as dogs. So if you want to do a 3-dog birdcage, it can be a directional Michigan parlay. You got Western, Central, and Eastern Michigan all in one parlay as dogs, which nothing wrong with it. I don't do teasers, but man, that's one situation where I might. Directional Michigan teaser, afternoon MAC action. I don't have a gambling problem. We've got Southern Illinois, Tennessee Martin, Detroit, Robert Morris, Houston versus Western Kentucky, Nebraska, Illinois, Michigan, Iowa, the big one. We've got Moorhead versus Tennessee State, Arizona State versus Washington. 7 o'clock Eastern time start on a Pac-12 game. Gonzaga against Santa Clara, once again, a 7 o'clock Eastern time start for a West Coast game. Wagner, Central Connecticut. Bryant against LIU. The other Sac State, South Carolina State, up against FAMU. St. Francis, Pennsylvania, Mount St. Mary's. Prairie View A&M versus Mississippi Valley. Where are you, Ron Romanelli? Brian, any of those?
Yeah, I think maybe the best free pick I'm giving out today, Western Kentucky. Absolutely love them plus the points. They're
not in this. Not in this.
7 o'clock. You're doing the 7 o'clock time frame, right?
I don't see them. Maybe the game was canceled.
Oh.
What game are you talking about?
7 p.m. Western Kentucky at Houston.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Yeah,
it's
there.
there. 11.5. I see it.
Yeah. I really like the Hilltoppers there. I know Western Kentucky's really rolling along too, and it'd be a great out-of-conference win for them if they could pull off a major upset, but I don't see that happening. And then the other one, I can't resist taking Santa Clara plus all the points against Gonzaga. I just like to fade teams like Gonzaga. So Santa Clara plus the points here. I think it's a 25-point win for Gonzaga.
I'm with you on that one. I think that's just too many points. I'll take bet against Gonzaga too. Gonzaga wins the game, but and I don't think they win it by 30. It's just too many points in that one. And I'm going to go the other way. I think Houston bounces back. They get the win here. I like Houston to roll right over the Hilltoppers today. I think they're just a better team. And I like Prairie View. I'll lay the 30 points with Prairie View. They whooped up on Mississippi Valley State last time they played, and that wasn't too long ago. They're getting double-digit turnovers and rebounds, and I see another blowout. I've got blowout written all over it. I'll take Prairie View and lay the minus 30.5 in that one, because I got winning by 40 or more.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all I like at that time slot.
I think Washington bounces back against Arizona State. They just got slaughtered by them last time out. I think they bounce back, at least cover here, getting close to 10, 9.5. I think worse, they lose by 3. I think they have a chance to win this game, to be honest with you. I like Illinois to just slaughter Nebraska too. They could not have played any worse than they did at Michigan State. I'm not going to take anything away from the way that Michigan State played against Illinois, but Illinois didn't help themselves. So it was that magical combination of not getting any calls, not helping themselves. I mean, they weren't even hitting free throws in that game. It was just terrible, and Kofi Cockburn couldn't hit shots. He looked like Garza, where he couldn't hit a shot from 2 inches from the basket. It's like you when you're down and you're mounting a comeback, you gotta make those shots. I mean, we saw it yesterday in a lot of these games that I was on the other side of that St. Joe's game, and Dayton got it down to 3, and then they missed the shot, and the whole thing just came unraveled on them. And we saw the same thing in the Vandy game against Tennessee, where it's like they have it whittled down. It looks like they're going to have a shot to win the game at the end of the game. 2 bad passes, and all of a sudden it's 12 the other way, And it's like you got to be able to avoid it. And Illinois, more than likely, they know that. They know exactly what happened in that game at Michigan State, and they're going to come out against this Nebraska team that's 1-7 on the road. They're going to pound them. I like Illinois here.
Somebody missing in that game because the line dropped 3 points from the opening. It's at 13 now. I missed that one when you were doing your run through. I like Nebraska there to cover. The Illinois real let down after that loss to Michigan State. They got big time opponents on deck. I don't know.
They need
Looks
it.
Looks like a letdown spot.
Yeah, they're going to really want to give up that number 2 seed.
Is there somebody out for this game?
Shot number 1. Not what I'm seeing.
Well, then they're really trying to get you in on Illinois. We'll see.
We will see. That's the beauty of it. 71% of the bets on Illinois, 38% of the money. So there you have it, Brian.
I missed that one. Now I'm slipping today. I'm off my game because I've been irritated.
I show it down to 13. Down to 13 at most places. Somebody must be out. We'll have to find out.
That's what I was thinking.
Maybe someone in the comments can let us know.
COVID issues. Who knows?
Oh, here's in the comments, people posting their picks. It's like if you post those in the comments of the main comments of the video, I respond to them. I try to. I go through all the comments. Yeah, Chris is not sick. I think he's sicker than he leads on though. I mean, he's had to go to the hospital, right? It's like, so I'm reading through the comments. It's like, I'm concerned, man. And I know he's working. I know how much I'm working, and I know how much he's working because I can see what time he's putting the articles in, in the system. I can see all that stuff. So I know how late he's working. It's like, I fell asleep at the computer, twice in a week. It's like, that's a problem, man. I fall asleep on the couch. I fall asleep at the dinner table like a normal person.
I had an idea to take away some of your work, but my ideas aren't the best. So
no, they're not. I had a friend that was a heroin addict that used to fall asleep at the dinner table. It's like, I'm clean. You fell asleep at the dinner table again. It's like, we all got to dinner. We all got to dinner. This guy's sleeping.
I don't picture Chris falling asleep at the dinner table.
No, that's not a spot.
Yeah, that's when he's wide awake.
Eastern Kentucky's taking on Belmont. Utah up against UCLA. This one, I'm surprised I didn't put it in as a premium. I still might. So those of you that are watching, there's one for you. Green Bay against PFW. Youngstown State against UIC. Milwaukee in Iwapui. Sac State, Weber State. Jacksonville State, Murray State. Wow, 4 states that aren't states. Southeast Missouri State and against Eastern Illinois, directional Midwestern city. Texas Southern, Arkansas, Pine Bluff. Northern Colorado against Portland State. Any of those gems, Brian? That's a really lousy time slot there between 8 and 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm going to fall for a sucker play here. UCLA looks like the only way you can go here. They played, a 2-point game in December, but they're clearly the better team, and you're getting one hell of a line. It really makes me a little scared about this play, but I'm going to go with the Bruins here. I think they'll be able to handle Utah.
Rod, anything?
Ugh.
It's not a great slot, so.
No, it's not a great slot. For me, I like Eastern Illinois here over Southeast Missouri State. 5-5 at home. I know they're not the greatest team on the road. This is my degenerate gambling pick of the day. I'm going to take Eastern Illinois for $60 minus the 5.5 over Southeast Missouri State, because they're only 1-9 in the road. They are 5-5 against the number. Eastern Illinois is 5-5 at home, 2-8 against the number. Both teams, one's 4-6, one's 5-5 last 10. Pretty even game. I think Eastern Illinois at home pulls that one out. No, it's not a great time slot.
I could get talked into that.
I actually tried to get Ricky Tran as a guest on the drive-thru, and the racist Asian remark that was given back to me was, I can't even repeat it. Basically, it would have been like an Asian kind of making fun of themselves, but since we know the guy who pretends to be Ricky Tran isn't Asian, well, it's offensive in a big way. Anyways, in this time slot, I'm with Brian. I like UCLA as well. Utah is not the same Utah at home that we've seen in the past. That's part of the problem. I like Sac State here against Weber State, plus the 6.5. It's got some funky line movement to it, which leads us to the 9 o'clock. Portland against San Diego. Portland's just as bad as we thought they were going to be. It's like they started the season, it looked like, oh, man, maybe they're not going to be as bad as we thought they were going to be. And then it's like, oh, man, they are terrible. Colorado versus USC, the rematch. Of course, it was all Colorado at USC in the first one. I think that was USC's first home loss of the year. That was brutal. They just destroyed them. Stanford against Oregon. Tennessee Tech, Austin Peay, Brian's team. BYU versus San Francisco. San Diego versus Boise. I think 4 Mountain West teams are going to the tournament this year at least, right? I would say Boise, San Diego, Colorado State, and Utah State. Right, all going to the NCAA tournament this year. Michigan State versus Ohio State. Northwestern versus Minnesota. Pepperdine versus Loyola Marymount. Idaho State versus Montana. My favorite Zappa song. Cal versus Oregon State. Arizona versus Washington State. St. Mary's versus Pacific. Brian, pretty good late card tonight.
Yep, this one looks like another sucker play, but I'm going to take the Oregon Ducks plus the 1 or at a pick 'em against Stanford. To me, they're flat out just the better team, and the line looks real light. But it does look trappy to me. And then the other one, probably my second favorite play of the day, Michigan State plus the points at home. they're playing better and better basketball. Ohio State off that Michigan game. I just think Michigan State wins this one outright. But I'm going to take the points and then sprinkle the money line there.
Don't worry, Brian. We won't let anyone call you a sucker without us calling you a sucker first.
Oregon does look like a sucker play, man. But I'll bite on that one.
Rod?
For me in this time slot, I got 3 for you. You can parlay these up. Take Minnesota Golden Gophers at home, -4.5. They're at home. Northwestern just not very good. I'll take the Gophers at home. Get a nice win and cover in that one. And I'm going to go against Brian. I'm going to take Stanford at home. I think they're playing better. They're better basketball right now, and I think Stanford gets the win at home. And I'm going to take Montana over Idaho. Grizzlies come to play today and get the win. Parlay those up. Gophers, Stanford, Montana.
Montana over Idaho. Sounds like someone that's got nothing to do.
I think
it's like, yeah, I like Montana or Idaho. It's like, you have absolutely nothing to do, don't you?
Sometimes I have a lot of free time on my hands.
I've got.
It's like, doggy.
It's like it's 2 degrees outside.
I keep on missing the boat. I forgot about Northwestern, Minnesota. I really like Northwestern on the road there.
I like Minnesota there. I know they got injuries, but Northwestern just isn't ready yet. They're just not ready. And it's like that's why you got to stay away. For me, it's a stay away because I can see the Northwestern angle. Minnesota not playing well, but Northwestern's just not ready. It's not like Minnesota's got problems and Northwestern is heating up. It's like they're not heating up. They're getting run over. It's like these teams both stink. The play there is probably the under. I mean, they stink. It's like you got 2 bad teams. Minnesota's played their way right out of the NCAA tournament here. They were ranked.
Yeah, I think their hearts are broken. And I see it drop to 4.5 at DraftKings.
Yeah, I see it at 4. I've seen 4s.
So it just looks like they're trying to beg you to take the Gophers.
Oh, I know. No, I'm with you. I see it. I get it. But that 0-10, 3-6-1 against the number, 1-8 on the road, and 4-5 against the number on the road, I just don't find that inspiring. It's like
Northwestern. That's my type of team right there.
I mean, when you got Idaho State against Montana, why even bother watching that crap? Big Ten garbage.
Oh, Big Ten's better than. We'll see. We'll beat your conference.
Big Ten's better. Oh, man.
ACC's kind of. I think Duke's going to win the ACC tournament. To watch.
I don't think anyone's surprised with all at all with if Duke does that. I mean, it's their time of year.
I mean, they played great defense against Virginia.
We've seen. It's not like Duke hasn't done that in the past.
They have the athletes to do it.
I like the Beavers against the Bears. I like Washington State here. I like that Michigan State, Ohio State is a good game to not bet on. Because I think it's either Michigan State or you don't bet it, right? I mean, is that the way this one works, right? It's like, I think Ohio State is clearly the better team. They have the better guard play, and usually late February, March, guards, right? The guards dominate. They have the better guard play. They have the better team. Michigan State, though, March, February, it's like you don't want to be on the other side of that. This is one that you just say, you know what? I got a feeling about it, but why bother? There's a million. I mean, we got Idaho State, Montana here in this card.
I think that's. I think it comes down to whoever has the ball last wins that Michigan State game.
Brian, if you're having kind of an off night here, you throw a little something on St. Mary's against Pacific, just to try and bail out.
Oh, I like Pacific, man.
I like Pacific there also. How about San Francisco, BYU? That's a weird one, too. I kind of like San Francisco there.
Yeah, I would go with the Dons. That's too
BYU has been, I mean, they're going to probably get into the tournament again, and it's like they really haven't been good this year.
I'd rather see Indiana and then BYU. But.
This is a nice card. You know, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week have been some of the best college. This was easily the biggest Tuesday that we've seen, and it led into this Thursday. We're seeing teams on short rest, which I like. It's 18-year-old kids, man.
Yeah, they're not going to be.
Not tired.
Nah.
Not tired.
I'm mentally tired.
All right, brings us to our NHL segment. Without Ruffalo. Ooh, a lot of games.
A lot of games today. It's like 11 or something.
I hit a lot of my dogs yesterday. I know that. I hit a bunch of them. LA Kings won.
Kings won, yeah.
I know I didn't win a few, but I know I won.
We all love the Kings. We are all on the Kings.
Yeah,
yesterday.
I was all up on the Kings.
The Blues they're beaten up, man. They got so many injuries. They got like 4 guys on D that are out, and it's like they're hurting.
Well, Islanders, Bruins, Panthers, Stars. We all were on the Stars. So Rod gave out the Stars as his late premium pick, and the game had already started. So he's going to give out 2 late premium picks today. Ottawa versus... Because everyone that was a premium member yesterday is a premium member today still because it hasn't been going on. It's a month membership, so I know everybody is a premium membership that was there yesterday. So Rod's going to give out 2 on the late show today of premiums.
I will.
Oh, you will. Yes, for the sake of Mitch's email. Yes. Islanders, Bruins, Panthers, Stars, Columbus, Chicago, Ottawa, Calgary, Buffalo, Jersey, Tampa Bay, Carolina. Rod, what do you think of this 6? If this is our original 6. It's our first 6. It's our original 6 right here. It's 12, but 12 teams, 6 games. It's kind of like socks, right? 6 pair, 12 socks total.
So in the first one, we got Boston and the Islanders. I'm going to take the under, 5.5 goals. Because both these teams love to play defense, and they both like to hit and fight and beat each other up. And we definitely got a low-scoring one in that one, so take the under. I'm going to take the under in Dallas and the Panthers again. Same thing. Greedy Dallas is playing defense again, and I would lean Dallas. Take Dallas again to get the win over Florida again. They finally got off their losing streak, and now they can string some together and awesome shutting down Florida. I'll take Chicago. They're 6-1 as a road dog this year. So we'll take the Blackhawks in that one. Is that all the 7 o'clock ones? Oh, no.
Lightning, Hurricane, Buffalo, Jersey. Ottawa.
Buffalo. Oh, okay, sorry. There's the 2 I missed.
There's also Pittsburgh. There's also Pittsburgh, Washington is at 7 also, but I just saved it because most of the games are at 7.
Oh, okay. Buffalo and Jersey. Buffalo won the other day, and I think they win again. I'll stick with Buffalo. They looked good doing it. Stringing a couple wins together. I think they string 3 together. We'll take Buffalo in that one. And the champs got the win. Shut down Carolina. I think they get the win again. Take Tampa Bay as they get 2 wins in a row again. And last one, Pittsburgh, Washington. Go over the 6.5 as we're going to see a whole pile of scoring in that one.
Brian?
Yeah, in that big group of games, I'm going to go back with the Dallas Stars again today. I think they can take out the Panthers, and you get a nice price. I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm going to fade Tampa Bay again with Carolina. I just I like to go against the Lightning, and it's at a good price. A very good team with Carolina, and also agree with Rod with the Sabres. It's actually one of my premium picks. I just think I like what I saw. Devils at the beginning of the year held a ton of value, but they're losing it as the season goes on, and I think the Sabres at this price at home, good pick.
I like the Islanders, the Dallas Stars. I'll take the Blackhawks here at even money. I also like Ottawa plus 140. That one looks really good. Buffalo against New Jersey. I'll have to ask for some assistance. I'm going to go with the Devils in that one. And then Carolina Hurricane. I like them plus the 120 to bounce back against the Lightning. Got the Capitals and the Pens. That one's a pick 'em. You know who's going to be picking that one for me. We've got the Red Wings against the Predators, the worst name in all of sports. We've got the Winnipeg Jets against the freshly coach-fired Montreal Canadiens. Who even knew? They were 9-5, right? You fire your coach. And Vancouver, 8-13-2, up against Edmonton. Rod, how do you get a coach fired when you're basically hitting at 65%? 65%. Sounds like our customers.
Because there could be something in the locker room that we don't hear about. There could be big issues. It's either issues with the head office or there's issues within that locker room, and that's how a coach gets fired.
All right. Who do you like in this slot?
Even with a 65% winning record, right? So
yeah, well, maybe someone else picks him up. I see a lot of crappy records out here. They're 5-13-3 in Detroit.
Good chance he might get picked up by some other teams. So for me in this spot, I like Nashville and Detroit to go over the number. We're going to get some goals on this one. Detroit scored nothing in the last one. I think they at least get a couple in this one and do their part. And I'm going to take the over in that one. And in Montreal and Winnipeg, I'm going to take the under. As the under, both teams, the Jets are 6-3 on the year to the under. And Montreal 6-4 to the under. We're going to definitely see a defensive battle in that one. I like the under 6 goals, as they've even brought it down from 6.5 to 6. I like the under in that one. And I'll keep riding the Oilers. This Vancouver Canucks team just complete collapse. They had the game in hand last game, and they just handed it away with their defense. There's just no defense whatsoever. Give me the Oilers in that one. And the Vegas Sharks got postponed.
All right, Brian.
Yeah, I think the best bet in that time frame is the Edmonton Oilers. They're a freight train, winners of 4 straight games. Canucks lost 3 in a row. I know it's a little juicy at the -135, -132, but I think the Oilers are just playing good hockey. That's a team I want to have my money on.
I like the way Brian thinks the Oilers winning 4 games makes them a freight train, and the Jazz and the Nets are outright fade.
That's right.
It's like the squares blaze on the board. I like.
Hey, the Jazz cashed easy last night over the Lakers.
I like the welcome aboard. 22 covers later, we got.
Well, I'll take them against the Lakers team. I hate the Lakers.
Well, I mean, they've covered. How many times have the Jazz covered this season? 20.
If the Lakers played the
28
Nets,
times.
Take the Nets.
Anyways. I like the Red Wings here, plus 135, and the Canucks at plus 120. The Jets. I don't know. Is Sam Darnold playing in this one? I'm not sure, but I still like him anyway at plus 110. And the Caps Pens, it all comes down to a coin flip. It's the Caps all day long. Easy money. That's our hockey segment. Go to the parlays. Rod, who do you like?
For me, we're going to go, we'll take the Wizards plus the points. We will take Eastern Illinois minus the points. And the last one we'll take is the Nets minus the points. Parlay those 3 up. And then hockey parlay, we're going to go 3-dog parlay. We're going to take Ottawa, Dallas, Chicago. Parlay those 3 up.
Brian?
Western Kentucky plus the points, UCLA on the money line, and Santa Clara plus the points.
I like, let me see. I'll go with an NBA parlay since those have actually been my better picks. I'm gonna go with the Nets, the Grizzlies, and the Wizards. Nets, Grizzlies, Wizards. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Those of you that are premium members, we'll be posting the video in just a few minutes. We'll have to ring Ruffalo. Ring the bell. See if he's ready to go. If he's done with his pedicure. We will... I'll be on the drive-through tonight. I think Rod's on, too. Not sure.
Yep.
Me, Al McMorty's on. Got Damien's usually on my day. Who else is on? Let's see who's on the drive-through night. Ruffalo, of course. Of course. Ruffalo. Tony T. Got
Tony Brown, Shane Mickle, Damian Sosh, you.
Sounds like a loaded show tonight. So we'll see you on the drive-through. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. And, of course, we're going to try and act more professional tomorrow.